Stress isn't just in your mind. It shows up in your jaw, clenching your breath, getting stuck in your pelvic floor, and tightening your movements and your movement patterns down. Most people don't realize it until their body starts to ache or fatigue and anxiety starts to set in. We did a poll on Instagram, and it's remarkable how strongly and significantly stress can show up in the body and in different places. I'm Lawrence, and today we're exploring how stress shows up in your body and, of course, how to release it. At the end, as usual, there is bonus content. There's always bonus content. Okay, so the first section is where stress lives. Very, very often, for many of you, you reported back that it's in your jaw tension, and it's often the first responder of a fight or flight. If your jaw's tight, it's going to tighten your pelvic floor. That's also one of the reasons why we can often have sort of the urge to go wee when we're under stress. The jaw mirrors the pelvic floor, and then in between the two, there's the diaphragm. So diaphragm, once your jaw's tight, your pelvic floor's tight. Your diaphragm typically starts to tighten up and you can start shallow breathing or over breathing or taking too many breaths per minute. And stress itself can just hit your diaphragm all on its own. It doesn't need the help of the pelvic floor or the jaw either. Okay. And then that tends to lock down your system as a whole. So the three diaphragms, the bottom of the bottom of your jaw, your diaphragm and your pelvic floor are all linked. How do we combat this? A simple jaw release, right? So we're going to take 3 fingers. We typically use our non-dominant hand just because it's a little smaller. 2 fingers is fine. Do not hurt your jaw. Don't overdo it. And a simple hack is you can put 3 fingers in your jaw, and then we're going to do infinity loops, but make sure you have really, really big eye movements. Okay, so relaxing your eyes will really help relax the back of your neck and will relax your jaw, and your muscles of your jaw are anchored into your neck. And so releasing this jaw can really free up your neck, your eyes, and your vision. We're going to do 5 big infinity loops one way and then 5 big infinity loops the other way. Lead with your eyes. Make sure you've got big eye movements. Uh-oh. And there we go. You might feel cricking and cracking and popping at the back of your neck, but your jaw and face and eyes should feel a whole lot easier. The correct tongue posture, which is really, really important, is your tongue should push up on the roof of your mouth, a big fat tongue, soft tongue, your teeth lightly apart, lips closed. So if I swallow and leave my tongue up there, that's kind of where your jaw should live. And that the pressure up from your tongue will really help sort of open up the back of your jaw, and that really helps. It's a really good habit to get into if you suffer from teeth clenching. Right, now let's talk about the pelvic floor. So pelvic floor, if you tighten your pelvic floor muscles, so your pelvic floor muscles are kind of the area that you would sit on a bicycle saddle. If you tighten up that area as if you're going to stop a wee in midstream, that's called a Kegel exercise. And so we're basically going to Kegel, exhale, and then tighten your lower stomach all at the same time. So I'm breathing out, Kegling, tightening my lower stomach. If your glutes tighten up, that's okay. You're basically squeezing all the air out from below. So a nice big strong contraction down there, or a generous contraction down there. And then breathing in through the nose. Relax your pelvic floor, relax your lower belly. Big belly, ribs come up as you breathe in. Big belly, big chest. You must have a big belly and chest on the in-breath. Breathing out. Roll your pelvis back, tighten your pelvic floor, tighten your lower stomach, tighten your glutes, squeeze all the air out from below. Everything in the front gets bigger. Everything down below gets bigger. And usually 5 slow breaths like that will really make a big difference. The other thing you can do is download the Airy app and do cadence or resonance breathing on the Airy app. And that will really help with, so that's slowing your breathing down to 6 breaths per minute. And at 6 breaths per minute, our whole nervous system starts to calm down. Your brain waves and your heart waves tend to sync up, and it's called cadence or resonance breathing, when everything starts to fall into place and make sense. That leads us to the next section. You can't outbreathe or outstretch bad light hygiene. Okay, circadian rhythm is so important. It's the one ring that binds us. That's a reference to Tolkien, by the way. Lord of the Rings. Okay, so morning light, get out into morning light. It anchors your nervous system. So you want to be out in normal light with no sunglasses on. And that's why dawn's early light is so important. So get out there in rosy fingered dawn. It's probably the best time to do some form of exercise, even if it's just a walk, or get your blood flow going, or have a dip in the pond like the happy pears. That's really sort of important, okay? And exercise in the morning. And then also grounding. So being barefoot or in water is really, really, really grounding. We don't want to get into grounding too much. just hold that knowledge lightly in your hand, but it makes a real big difference for some people, and especially for jet lag. And then the evening, when it's darkness, it's, that's so. In the morning, we have a cortisol spike, and we want to amplify the cortisol spike. And in the evening, we want to decrease cortisol and increase melatonin, which is like what makes you sleepy. So at night, it's time, you want your nighttime experience to be sort of an experience of telling your body that it's safe to go to sleep. And a lot of what we do at night, unfortunately, is very, very stimulating. So at night, we should start dimming the lights, darkening your room. That's why we have influencer glasses, right? Protect your eyes from blue light at night. And that really, really can help your nervous system calm down and help you have a much better night's sleep and increase your melatonin levels. And then you want melatonin at night, cortisol in the morning. Cortisol is what wakes you up, and you want that spike and healthy, sort of significant hormone waves. We don't want to flatline. Okay, so that's why we wear influencer glasses. We can put a plug in here. These, because you might ask, are Raw Optics. And no, I'm not sponsored by them, so I bought those out of pocket. Hint, Raw. I'm an influencer, I need free product. Now, surprising nervous system resets that you might not have thought about. So this is the bonus content. Backwards walking. This puts you in a playful and curious state of mind. So that's the state of neuroplasticity and parasympathetic activation. The heel on the ground helps you sort of relax and relax your pelvic floor. And remember, we talked earlier about pelvic floor health, so that makes a big difference. Okay. The second one is flow rope. Flow rope, surprisingly good for your parasympathetic nervous system. I think because that movement mobilizes your sympathetic chain. So we talk about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic chain lives in your thoracic spine, and by mobilizing it, a lot of people find it's very, very calming when you swing the flow rope, specifically if you swing it backwards, and it increases your vagal tone. So that's a great way to calm down. Okay, and loosen stress probably that you didn't even know you were carrying. There's many people have significant emotional and physical release from swinging the flow rope. That's some thoughts on how to combat stress and the effects of stress when they come in your body, and sort of powerful measures that can start to let you have a healthy relationship, or more healthy relationship with life, the modern world, and stress. So you got your jaw, your diaphragm, and your pelvic floor. Jaw exercises, Kegels with breath, slow your breathing down. Anchor your light and your circadian rhythm. It's a biggie. It's probably the most important thing here. I think you can go a long way to calming your parasympathetic, or increasing your vagal tone, and having a healthier autonomic nervous system. And if you're not regulating your circadian rhythm, it can all run away from you. And what we want is, we want you to be the author of your life, and we don't want stress to control you. So there we go. So if this resonates, explore the area, please, or join my community. We're all there building resilience together and getting through life, because life's either happening to you or you're happening to life, and it's a constant struggle. And remember, of course, always stay curious and stay playful.